My name's Katrina McElligott and today I'm going to be filming my eyeshadow palette collection. Now this might take a couple of videos because I might have a teeny weeny little obsession with eyeshadow palettes. And at the end of the filming, I think it'll take 2 or 3 videos. I will be doing a decluttering video, and any eyeshadow palettes I'm not going to keep, I will be donating. Obviously they're going to be new ones, you know. I will be donating them to a women's refuge. So first I'm going to show you this was, I don't like the feel of this. This is like velvet or suede. This was part of a Too Faced Christmas tree collection, I think from a couple of years ago. There is another part to this, but that's a face palette. So these are the eyeshadows. They're actually quite nice. This is the second part. What I'm showing you at the moment, if I can get through this in one video, is what's sitting on my dressing table, what I use regularly. The rest I haven't used at all. This is the Huda Nude Obsessions palette. Now I do love this palette, but I think it's very similar in shades. It's very hard to tell the difference once you put a couple of shades on your eyes. Now, this one is probably one of my favourite. This is Too Faced Life is a Festival palette. Now, I do have another one of these. I received it last month in Look Incredible, and I was quite happy to receive it because Look Incredible website is the only place you're able to get it, I think, at the moment. And it's currently off the Too Faced website for a couple of years. So, absolutely gorgeous colours. The highlighter is lovely. It's called Fairy Tears, I think, and I have the lip topper to match. And I say at the end of the 3 videos, I will do a count and let you know how many I actually have, because I don't know. So this is last year's. This is the Gingerbread Girl from Too Faced. I can open it. Not cooperating. Alright, I got it. I was trying to twist when you have to lift. Now, unfortunately, this came broke of one of the nicest eyeshadows. It's a lovely red. So, it wasn't in stock. So, what they done was they refunded me the price of the eyeshadow. And that's mixing into another one. I really have to do something about it. Right, so it's in a star shape, and there's a couple of bronzers, a highlight and a blusher. Oops, they are beautiful colours. It just kind of ruins it for me, you know. If something arrived, I suppose if it's arrived broken, you know, because they actually threw the delivery driver just threw it over the side gate. So now I'm lucky only one eyeshadow broke, and a bronzer broke as well. They replaced that, it was in stock. So this is another one of my favourite palettes. This is the Colourpop My Little Pony. Absolutely gorgeous colours. This one here, iridescent. So I'm not going to swatch everything, believe me, because I'll be here all day, but I just want to show you that one, that iridescent one I showed you there. Look at that. It comes out lovely pinky purple sheen on it, on my eyes. I love it. Oh, that's that one. And this one I don't really use. I have it a couple of years. This is a number 7 one. I don't even know whether to do these anymore or not. I just really use it for the mirror on my dressing table. All very plain eyeshadow colours, not my thing whatsoever. But the mirror is absolutely huge, you see. Even though I have, excuse me, even though I have a number 7 illuminating mirror on my dressing table, I do like to have another mirror as well. So that's that one. And I do have, oh, I got this free last year. This is a number 7 Maple Glow palette. You know when you bought two number 7 products. I have used it a couple of times. It'd be handy if you're going away because it literally has eyeshadows, blush, bronzer and highlight all in the one palette. So it's gorgeous. I really like it. I'm coming to probably one of the first couple of eyeshadow palettes that I bought. It's Revolution. I'm not a fan of Revolution anymore. I think their formula has gone awful. This is, what is this one? This was the Unicorn palette. Now, one thing I don't like, no mirror, but the shades are lovely and the shimmers are lovely in it, really and truly. Gorgeous palette. But they were face palettes, I don't know why they're in there. Right, here's another one. This is another Colourpop one. This is You Had Me at Hello. Lovely colours. Very muted though, but really nice. Another old Revolution palette. I don't really reach for these anymore. But this is, what is this one? File Frenzy. So these are all file eyeshadows for the lids. It would have been nice to have a couple of mattes in that because it's kind of frustrating when you're using it because you have to go back and get a matte colour out of another palette. Now this is another eyeshadow palette from Colourpop. This is Yes Please. It's a lovely reds, oranges and yellows in that one. It's actually quite nice. You can't beat Colourpop palette, I don't think. This is just a little W7 one. This is Midnight. I know there's a bigger one of this. But these are all purples. I have used it a couple of times. I do like W7 formula. Oh, nearly dropped something. Lucky there was a box beside it. Right. Kiko. And this is the Sweetheart eyeshadow palette now. I have used this a couple of times. I think it's lovely. The shimmers there are gorgeous in it. I've only just started to use this one. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation palette and it's actually quite nice. So basically one side you get a full eye out, one side full eye out, the other highlight as well. So it's actually quite nice, it's that way. So base, all over, crease, corner and highlight. So it's actually quite nice. Now these have to be my favourite palettes, really and truly. These are Estee Lauder. My son got me these for Christmas last year. And look at them, they're stunning. Blusher with them in beautiful shades. I have used them a couple of times, but you wouldn't even notice because they're beautiful, they're lovely pressed. What I'm saying to you is you can use, there's not much fallout on them, that's what I'm trying to say to you, because sometimes when you use an eyeshadow palette there's an awful lot of fallout, but there's no fallout on these ones. And this is the next one. Just love the packaging. This is the Colour Envy one. They're both Colour Envy, but I can't distinguish. There's no name on them to say which one is which. But they are actually quite nice. Number 7, Life's a Peach. Oh, I don't know why this is the face one, so I don't know why I've got mixed up with them. Now, I've only started to use this one. I have it a while. It's the Ciate Astrolights. And it's the Burnt eyeshadow palette. Now this is stunning. Now I'll just swatch the one in the middle. I'm not going to be swatching every eyeshadow palette because I'll be here all day. But you see this one. That one doesn't do it justice. It's really reflective. But absolutely stunning palette. Revolution. This is the pink fizz one. Not a fan of this at all. I don't know why I got it. The colours are awful. If that's not the most boring eyeshadow palette you've ever seen. Well, some people might like the shades, but I don't. I have only used it a couple of times. This is Elizabeth Arden one. Got this for Christmas as well off my son. I have used it a couple of times. Look at the colours. The blush is fabulous. This is Romantic Rose. Got this in a Latest in Beauty box, and I tell you what, I'm not impressed with the formula. It's absolutely awful. I've used it a couple of times. This is the Revolution Pro Supreme eyeshadow in Allure. It's as crumbly as anything. Awful fallout. And it's really impossible to put on the eyelid. This is probably one of my first Too Faced palettes and I absolutely love it. This is the Christmas in New York. Excuse me. Absolutely fabulous. So you have the highlighter, bronzer and blush and the eyeshadows as well. And the shimmers are really sparkly. Absolutely love it, really do. And it smells beautiful. Even now, it's a couple of years old and it still smells of chocolate. Here's another Revolution. This is the Angel Heart palette. All quite similar shades, but actually quite nice. And it's a nice formula in it. I would rather take the old ones from a couple of years ago than the new ones. Absolutely love that. This is one we got out of Glossy Box, I think, Style. I've used it about twice, I think. It's actually nice, but all very similar shades, I think. Now this brings back memories. This is the Revolution Easter egg from a couple of years ago. And as you can see, it's well loved. It's one thing you can't fault getting it all over me top is the Revolution highlighter formula. Now, this is this shade here. Do that, and then the next one, this one here. It's not showing it really, but they're absolutely gorgeous. They're lovely and reflective. And then an old one as well, Revolution, Fortune Favours the Brave. Oops. The little brush isn't bad, but I've used it a couple of times. W7 as well, Smoking. I've only used about 3 shades out. I was just wiping a bit of fallout from it. It's actually quite nice. As you know, W7 are due for a lot of other palettes. This is the NYX Ultimate. These are the days I wish when I just get a scissors to open this. Sorry about that, you have no nails. So this is the NYX Ultimate. It's actually quite nice, but again, a lot of reddy browns and dark browns. So this is a Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2. And as you can see, a lot of the same kind of shades again, dark browns, I think, but it's actually quite nice. I don't know why I keep putting highlight and face palettes in with them. I don't know. I thought I had it all sorted. So this is a number 7. This was a limited edition eyeshadow palette in nude. There you go. Actually quite nice. I think that was probably one of my first eyeshadow palettes, as well as the Revolution. Now I had this a long time. This is a Bare Minerals one. Hello me. There you go. Just a basic neutrals palette. Yeah, I've had it a while and the label has faded off. And then we have this one, W7 Blazing. Again, lots of reds and browns in it, but it's actually quite nice. I do like the skins. And then we have this one. This is the Let It Snow Girl Too Faced from last Christmas. I've used it a couple of times, but see, I was hoping to use that one there. There's that glitter here, right? And it just goes all over. It doesn't stay in the eyelid, so I'll have to get what you call it? Glitter glue or glitter primer, I don't know. But that one, it just went all over me eye, in my eye. Everything was absolutely awful. It was, but the rest of the shades are lovely. I do like that. Revolution chocolate palette. I really don't know why I bought this. Again, lots of reddy browns and everything. Used it a couple of times, mainly the shimmers, I think. I've something, when I get an eyeshadow palette or something, I end up breaking the hinge on it. Now, see what I mean? These are all quite similar. I didn't realise it till I went through my collection. Could have saved myself some money and not bought half these. Half of these, I should say. So this is a Wet and Wild one. And this is Rose in the Air. And W7 are Wet and Wild do dupes. They're kind of dupes for other eyeshadow palettes as well. I watched a YouTuber one day and she was going through the Wet and Wild palettes and saying which ones were for, but I can't remember. But that's actually quite nice. I think I've used it about twice though. And more W7 ones. I do like the tins, as I said. Right, this is Colour Me Buff. Natural nudes. Right. couple of years ago I did a big order on BH Cosmetics. A lot of the colours weren't for me, so I ended up selling them on beauty groups. But this one, I don't know what this one is called. Marble Collection Warm Stone, and I've just had an eyeshadow fall out of it, would you believe it? You've just seen all my palettes on the table. There you go. I'll be careful of that one now. I hate that. Toasted Tartlet palette. Do like the packaging. And you see a pattern there with all the colours. I think I've used it twice. Now we got this one year in an advent calendar from Sleek, I think about 2 years ago. I think I've used it once just to see what it was like, but it's ridiculous. Like, look at the size of that. I mean, you can barely get a brush into the pans. And that one is Eye Divine. That was one of the mini ones we got. Now this is my favourite palette. This is the Carnival palette. This is the original one my son bought me for Christmas 2 years ago. And even though I've used it quite a good few times, I do clean up my palettes after use. I hate getting the messy and dirt around the edges and everything, so I always give them a wipe after use. So that looks practically brand new, but believe me and you, I have used this at least twice a week for the last couple of years, for the last 2 years, and I barely made a dent in any of the colours. Well, some I haven't used, but the ones I have used, this will last me years, I think. Absolutely love that palette. Now I got this free Boxy Charm, I think it was, or it could have been Ipsy. This is the Violet Voss fun size eyeshadow palette, and it's called Berry Burst. Now I have used this a couple of times. Similar kind of colours, aren't they, as the other palettes? But obviously the formula is different. Like this is, it's actually a nice little palette. And we have Jacqueline Hill. This is our Armed and Gorgeous. This is one of our ones from the Vault collection. And this is lovely. I really do like it. Even though it's out of my comfort zone, the golds and the greens and stuff and the mustard colours, but it's actually quite nice. I've used it a couple of times. Now, this was one of my most expensive buys, I think. This is the It Cosmetics It Girl Born book, and this is literally everything you want for your face, right? It has all that, but we're not interested in that. We're interested in the eyeshadows, which are actually quite nice and neutral. I knew I had another Elizabeth Arden. This is the Sunburst one. Absolutely stunning colours. Lovely. A couple more hiding here. This will be it for now, I think. So this one is the Pretty Please palette. Now I have got the... I actually think this might be a repeat. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through my palettes. But lots of lovely reds and neutral browns. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that one. did I buy? Oh yeah, there's a website, Beauty Outlet. Right, now these are still, this is a steel palette, right? These are still, would you believe it, and look fantastic for about 30 odd pounds, right? I went on Beauty Outlet. I got this for £14. So this is the Eyes Are the Window shadow palette, and this is the body one. There was 4 different variations, I think. So I got this one. Now I do like the colours. There's a strange colour story. It's very hard to make a full eye look out of that because I don't think they all go really. So I would use a couple of these and a couple of another palette if I was using it. So which means I don't really reach for it anymore, but I did love it when I got it. So I think I have a couple more just to show you and then we'll finish. So we have the W7 Romanced. Oh, this is Seduced. I apologise. I have used this a couple of times. This is lovely. I've literally gone over my head what they're dupes for. So violet lights. Another W7. I have used this a couple of times. This is the lovely palette. And actually, the brushes out these ones they're not the best, but they're not as bad as the Revolution ones is. You could use it at a pinch, not that I would. So there you go. And 2 more in this box, and when we're done till the next one. So this is Enchanted. And I've literally used one colour out of that, but it's actually a lovely palette. And this was out of a set that I got a couple of years ago, Revolution set. It was a Sofx one. They put her name on them, but she didn't collaborate with these, if you know what I mean. Oh my days. My fingers. There you go. So yeah, a couple of years ago, Revolution did 3 different Christmas sets with Soph's name on them. There you go. That's actually quite nice. So there you go. That's some of the palettes that I have used. And take care and stay safe.